Oh, hello. I'm sorry. You got me admiring my LaserDisc collection. Um, what's a LaserDisc? Oh my. Are you really uninitiated? I've got a lot to tell you. Take a seat. The LaserDisc. So, have you ever wanted to have something a little more eclectic, right? Like as you and I, we're both enjoyers of the obscure, you know. We don't listen to just any band. We don't just watch the films that show up on the typical cinema screen, right? We're not Transformers watchers. We like some subtitles. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Of course you do. But your film game is lacking, my friend. Because as we all know, the more inconvenient the media, the more respect you deserve for it. So this is why we listen to vinyl, right? But right now you're still watching stuff online, Netflix, even Blu-rays. Ugh, disgusting. Imagine needing that much definition. I really need you to look into LaserDiscs. LaserDiscs are just as large and unwieldy as records. In fact, for scale. Just look at it, just walking over, just rolling away, rolling through, like a tumbleweed in the wind. It's quite hip, in my opinion. Very unique. Not everyone has one of these. In fact, record like the LaserDisc players, you're gonna have to struggle to find one. You're gonna have to go on eBay and pay like $1,000 for one. Who knows? I haven't even looked into it because I've had one for 20 years. Being the cool guy. And by that I mean my dad, but he did give it to me, right? So it's been in the family for a while. It's a legacy, if you will, at this point. This is one of the most effective ways to tap into nostalgia. My father told me he actually used to watch these in school. Amazing, right? Like just imagine that. Like imagine just being like just roughing it, and like watching stuff like they used to. That's the real media experience, not this streaming bullshit. That's fucking corporate shit, man. Fuck that. That's not how we do things anymore. We've moved past that. So, by the way, this has a sharper picture than VHS. And I know VHS has become a big thing in the scene recently with hipsters, right? Where we can actually find movies on VHS and kind of experience them how they used to be, all worn out and shit. But Laserdisc actually looks nicer and kind of has the extra appeal of just kind of having it in a record sleeve. It just feels just organic. Do you know what I mean? You know what I mean when I say that? Of course you do. You're in the scene is just like me. You know exactly what it's about. Now, one thing that's pretty funny for the memes is when you search for laser discs online, if you just have the right search history, you might end up with laser dicks. Pretty hilarious in my opinion, right? Because it kind of just immediately takes you to like a place of imagination, right? A place of imagination where you kind of joke around, like, what does that even mean? Is it shooting dicks? Is it a laser? Is it just like a massive 2 meter dong shooting lasers? Who knows, right? Like it's just kind of funny, right? Like it's kind of one thing you can prank your friends with. And when they're like, "Do you want me to look up laser dicks?" Or like, "No, I guess we know something about your search history." I said laser discs, so you can always joke around. Wider hole, bigger is better. Of course, everyone likes a little bit of lewd jokes. It really humanizes us all. So, what other things could you do with it as a comedy, right? So we've seen occasions where people have repurposed Mac Pros that used to be worth $10,000 into just like chairs. Like, isn't that funny? Flexing how much money our parents have. Isn't that great? So you could do that too with a laser disc that you bought on eBay for like $100 because it's rare. You could just walk up to it like a fucking cheese tray. Just be like, "Hey, look at this cheese tray." And they're gonna be like, "What the fuck is that?" And you'll be like, "This is a laser disc, bro. Do you even know anything about media, bruh? Read a fucking book." And that's the whole point. That's the whole point of being the person that we are, right? Being able to be dicks to other people who don't know as much as us, and that's what makes it funny, right? Like that's why people love us. People love guys like that, right? I mean, I do. Um, Other plus that I discovered recently: effective weapon. Imagine somebody breaks through your fucking window, just jumps through like a fucking madman, and you're in the middle of putting on your favorite French film that you can't understand. You're about to plop it in, you hear the fucking crash, and you're like, "Oh my god!" You grab it, you fucking swing. Before you know it, right in the throat. Oh! Guy goes down. You just saved your life. You just saved your family's life. Assuming that you might be in a relationship, which is rare. It's rare, right? Because we just can't find the right one. People just don't get us. People just don't get us. Now, if you want a recreation of the events of that, don't worry, I've got you. Imagine this is you, and you see this shit happen. Imagine, out of nowhere, this fucking guy just comes through the window. Look at him. Look at that look in his eye. I am terrified. But you are okay because you had a fucking LaserDisc.